going on, everybody? So look, when it comes to business, man, like I'm going to talk about the things that obviously go well, the things that don't go well. And like in this particular moment, I'm going to be very transparent on what has been kind of happening with business, Cloth and Craft, and House of Joseph as of lately. There's been a seriously big issue with USPS shipping, and they have caused a nightmare. This nightmare is bad. Like, they're losing packages. They're, severely delayed. Not every one of them, but most of them. And that's because of the stuff that's going on here in Texas that happened up north, causing a lot of issues with distribution and going all the way east to the other side of the country, in several states that are causing severe delays in mail distribution. This stuff is verified, you know what I mean? It is what it is. You can't control everything. And unfortunately, when you're running a business, shipping is just out of your hand. But I had to actually send out like a newsletter type of thing, an announcement. And I'm just going to read it to you. And I basically said, unfortunately, due to repeated instances where individuals have misused our generosity, such as requesting refunds from USPS while also demanding additional refunds or replacement items directly from us, we have had to make serious changes to our shipping policy. We've seen a small number of people exploit our efforts to provide free shipping and complimentary insurance. And in some cases, this behavior has crossed into attempted fraud. As a result, we no longer offer free shipping or automatically include insurance on orders. These services will now be optional and available at checkout only. Additionally, we have made the decision to no longer conduct business with individuals who engage in this deceitful practice or who leave slanderous feedback despite our clear communication, goodwill efforts, and multiple attempts to resolve matters professionally. Basically, we're going to put people on a block list. And again, there's nothing wrong with if you have bad comments, right? Or if you weren't satisfied with your order. There's nothing wrong with that. What's wrong is when you leave a bad comment after getting a refund, or I should say, not even necessarily the bad comment. That is not even an issue, because in this instance, in some of these instances, we had people leave 5-star reviews, then ask for a refund after they already showed proof that they've gotten a refund from USPS, like after the fact. So it was like, holy crap, y'all are double dipping, triple dipping, and then having the nerve to even ask to have a replacement orders sent out. So, it's just people being greedy. And unfortunately, they're going to ruin it for everybody, or they're going to ruin the free shipping and stuff like that for everybody. And, one thing that I've learned about in business thus far is that sometimes you're just going to deal with difficult people. You're going to deal with people who don't have any patience. You're going to deal with people who want you to provide all these amenities to them. But in the case of those amenities needing like for insurance, for example, in the beginning, I was damned if I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. In the beginning, when I first started, I wasn't including insurance on everybody's orders because it was costing me money. They didn't pay for it. But there were times where mail got lost, times where things were like severely delayed, and I had to foot that bill because it was on me. I didn't get them package insurance. And so, now adding that once people started asking for that stuff, and then adding it, you see people who, when there are times where you need to use the insurance, they're just too lazy to use the insurance. It's like, I'll have somebody message me, like somebody messaged me yesterday. I'll have somebody message me over 20 different messages in a correspondence from when they placed their order. And it's like, you refuse to send even one message to USPS to ask them where your mail is when they can actually tell you where your mail is and what's going on. I can't tell you shit. You know what I mean? And so I think that's part of the logistics or whatever about business that I just absolutely do not like. And you gotta have manners, even though they're being absolute demons. You gotta still have manners and integrity. And it's one of those things where I shied away from it early on, and I would have my wife deal with it, or you know what I mean, like, because I get very upset when I see things that aren't fair. And anytime that there's an issue with anything and it's determined or deemed that it's my fault or that I made a mistake, because I make mistakes as well, I take care of it without an issue. So it just pisses me off when people take advantage of your generosity and just take advantage of you altogether. It sucks. It really, really sucks. That's going to lead me into talking about why Etsy as a store platform is amazing, and at the same time, it can be a nightmare, especially the more business that you're doing on that platform, the more liabilities that you have that you would not have if you were running your own website. The only bad thing about running your own website is it's very, very hard to tear people away from a platform that they like and trust. And so that's been my struggle of, even though I have my own website, it's very, very hard to get people off of Etsy or off of different stuff to shop directly on your website. And Etsy has a huge bug right now where it's horrible for sellers. It's a thieves' paradise right now on Etsy, because absolutely literally, Etsy takes no responsibility on how they award a party when somebody opens a case. Etsy now uses bots to intervene and to take care of open cases on you as a seller. And what that means is that if somebody opens a case on you, there is a 99% chance that the case will be closed within 3 minutes. Half the time it gets closed before you even knew there was a case open, unless you read your notifications in your mail or something. So basically what they're doing is that if anything costs below $250 and it's covered by their program or whatever that they have, it will either be awarded to you or not, but usually it is not. And you have to get on to the customer service and you have to argue with them about why their stupid robots awarded the freaking scam buyer a refund when they didn't deserve one. For example, I had one like last week where a guy ordered something. I shipped it out the exact next day. It was less than 24 hours. And he received his item based on the shipping profile within like 4 days, 4 business days. He waited 11 days after USPS confirmed his order, after he left a 5-star review and simply said, "I never received my product." What do you think Etsy did? They closed the case within 3 minutes and said, "We're sorry for your experience. We'll be issuing you a full refund." And then they sent me an email saying that it was coming out of my pay because it wasn't covered under the Etsy Sellers Protection Program or something like that. And so I had to get on there and argue with them like, what exactly as the seller did I do wrong? They placed an order. I shipped the order within less than 24 hours, and the package was delivered in less time than USPS even estimated. So exactly, I was like, the customer left a 5-star review. What are we doing here? And all they can say is, when you get on there, they got like Indian people or whoever people in the chat talking to you. They don't know what's going on. All they can say is, "Oh, we're sorry." They can't explain anything to you. All they can say is, "You know what? We're sorry. We're going to issue a credit. We apologize." But there's nothing that is being done to actually fix the system. And to me, that's what makes Etsy an extreme liability for sellers, man, because Again, it's a thief's paradise right now. All you have to do is buy shit that you like and then open a case. It gets closed within 3 minutes. You get your money back, on to the next one. And sellers are freaking being slaughtered. They're being slaughtered by it, and it's annoying. So, that's just my rant. You know what I mean? Again, business is good. Business is sometimes bad. There's ups and downs. It's an ebb and flow, man. It's always wavy. You know what I mean? And you just have to make sure that you are prepared to handle these things, handle logistics. Especially if you're small and you're doing things by yourself, you got to be able to handle all of it and take the goods with the bads with the goods, and roll on. You know what I mean? Like, the number one thing that I hate doing is banning people from buying from the store. But you can't let people continue bully you and threaten you by either stopping their business or leaving a bad review, because I've had that too. Threatening to leave a bad review or threatening to leave your business. You got to be prepared just to tell them to go ahead and kick rocks. You know what I mean? Go ahead, kick rocks. Kick rocks. The fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Get out of here and not be afraid to lose on that, because the only thing that they're going to do is they're going to continue to try to exploit you, exploit your generosity, exploit what they see is as a a weakness. So, you know what I mean? You gotta put your foot down and say, we don't need you here. And I've had to do that to quite a few people, and it sucks, because it just sucks to see how greedy people are and what greed will make them do once they realize they can game the system. You know what I mean? So again, I feel bad for those people, because they're not only defrauding the platform or the platforms, whether it's Shopify, whatever it is that I'm running, they're defrauding the United States Postal Service. You know what I mean? And karma is a bitch. Karma is a bitch. So, this is a warning to you guys. A warning to you guys. Make sure that you are not letting others take your generosity for granted. Again, like I said, in my store, I'm having people. I had to go back to making people pay for their own stuff, man. You know what I mean? When you're giving free shipping and people are complaining, why is it taking longer than usual? Why is it taking a week? That's because you got the cheapest shipping, because I paid for it. You know what I mean? It's they assume that it's supposed to be like Amazon, where they can just request to get it next day when they didn't pay for that. You know what I mean? So it's now, okay, you pay for your own shipping, however fast you want it, you're going to have to pay for that. There's no more free shipping in the stores. And I don't feel very bad for it, because for a long time, I had been under that recommendation from Etsy, in particular, of when somebody spends over $35 worth of stuff, they get free shipping. And I've had to foot that bill. And it has never really been in my best interest, other than the extra promotion that they give you because you are a free shipper, because you promote free shipping. That was the only caveat, the only good thing about it. And so now I'm just now that people are abusing it, no, sir. Everybody can go back to paying for their own stuff, man. And it's going to remain like that for the time being until, I feel like they deserve a change. You know what I mean? They deserve a change. But right now, they don't. And, blame it on the bad apples who spoiled it for everybody. So, yeah, that's my rant for today. Make sure you learn something. Leave some constructive criticism. Maybe you're a business owner and you have your own way of dealing with things like that in commerce. Give me some tips. Give me some pointers. Let me know what I should be doing if that is not the right thing to do. I'm open. I'm open to suggestions, open to seeing what other people have done to remedy this situation. And so I'm all in. Peace.